Muslims are having an absolute meltdown over something that is so obvious, but they still pretend that they don't care about it because they love multiculturalism and tolerance whenever it works for them. But it suddenly doesn't work for them when it comes to other people like apostates or women's rights or the LGBTQ community. And it serves them right because, everyone knows Muslims hate homosexuals and the entire LGBTQ people. I am very proud of. I was in university in the early 2000s, and we were pioneers. We were champions of gay rights, and I haven't moved back from that position, even though some Christians might do. I haven't. So that was a part of me getting enlightened, coming from a Muslim Pakistani country. I never was really that much of a hardliner, but I'm proud of that. And I am also cognizant of the fact that despite Christians viewing homosexuality as sin, they have moved away from it. I actually did I did a little search. I hope it's still there. Okay, it is still there. I'll show you. I'll show that to you. So Christians have moved away from it. Christians are not homophobic anymore, but Muslims, for some reason, they hate him, and this is why I say even all the more laughable that we have some self-deprecating gays who calls themselves gays for Gaza. Why? They hate you. So anyway, Sadiq Khan tweeted this. Okay, have a look at this. This Pride Month, London stands with our LGBTQI plus communities here and around the world, and we know Sadiq Khan, who just came from Hajj, where he shaved off his head and went around and round and round that stone that they believe is a part of paradise. So he's a Muslim, but he has to present this image of a tolerant Muslim, pro-LGBTQ Muslim to the world. Who knows? We can only go about what people say publicly. So he's showing solidarity to the LGBTQI plus community because he's the mayor of unarguably the most diverse city in the world. So he says, I look forward to seeing hundreds of thousands of Londoners and visitors taking to our streets in celebration and solidarity for Pride in London on Saturday, 4th of July. Having said that, as soon as he said it, 5 pillocks they went into frenzy. And I can't find another tweet of Roshan M. Saleh where he was saying that any Muslim who supports the LGBTQ community is a non-Muslim. I'm paraphrasing him. That's what he was saying. But I can't find that tweet. I showed that tweet in my behind closed doors episode, which is only for members and patrons, because I can speak more freely over there. Anyway, so look at this. So after making that tweet, Muslims are supporting him. So he asked his audience if it was understandable for Sadiq Khan to promote LGBTQ and alcohol, given his position as London mayor serving all communities. Meaning understandable, not that he is supportive of that. Is it okay? Is it understandable for him to show dual face? Because after all, he's the mayor of London, a non-Muslim city. So based on that, 960 Muslims responded. 95% of Muslims said no. This is an overwhelming majority. They're not even accepting the fact that it's understandable for him. Come on, be considerate. He has to do that. No, they're saying despite being the mayor of London, he needs to condemn it. This is the future, guys. Just try to understand the implications. And then after that, he posted so many of these Islamic scriptures. What does Islam say about homosexual acts? As LGBTQ Pride Month begins, Muslims are reminded of Islam's clear teachings on homosexual acts. Do you commit such immorality as no one has preceded you with from among the worlds? Indeed, you approach men with desire instead of women. Obviously, Muhammad didn't know about lesbians because he's only targeting gay men. He should have said approach men or women approaching women. He didn't know it. So anyway, and he also went after Mayor Zohran Mamdani because, just whether they're Muslims or not, look at him. He's saying the Muslim mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani, celebrates queer and transgender New Yorkers at the beginning of LGBTQ Pride Month. So Patrick Christie's retweeted and said, just move to a Muslim country because your values are not compatible with Western values. Please go. So he goes, I didn't realize supporting LGBTQ pride was a condition of British citizenship. You know what? We are headed that way. You will be forced to subscribe to British values, and this is the culture we're trying to create. We're trying to create a culture where you unapologetically, unashamedly profess your native culture's values and make it the dominant culture of the land. Just like Roman culture was the dominant culture of the ancient Roman Empire. Other cultures could exist, but underneath it. So that's the kind of world we're trying to create. So if you say anything that is antithetical to British values, we're going to demand that your citizenship has to be removed and you need to be deported to a Muslim country. So he goes, so Patrick Christie's asked, genuine question, if you were prime minister, would you outlaw homosexuality? He did not respond. He said, would you be happy? Would have been happy to answer that question? No, he's just angry. He's just salty that he wasn't invited to show his point of view, but instead they invited Mohammed Amin to speak up on their behalf. He's not our representative. So Patrick Christie's did the right thing. He invited this Muslim and he asked him some tough questions. Let's have a listen.
Do you think it's nice for gay people in Britain to be reading that as Five Pillars would say, and as you've just said, that the majority of Muslims in Britain think that what they do is a sin? And let's factor that in, Mohammed, with how gay people are treated in a lot of Muslim countries. We have a huge amount of immigration now. We have a huge amount of new immigration as well, fresh immigration from parts of the Muslim world. We see a lot of it coming across the English Channel most days, and that's the illegal stuff. We see a lot of legal stuff. So there's
legals and illegals coming from Muslim countries are 100% homophobic. And it's so stupid of people like Gays for Gaza and the left to assume that the way you removed homophobia from Western society, you'd be the people who are coming in from third world misogynistic homophobic countries, Islamic countries, they will be receptive to similar ideas. How stupid is that? These people who are coming in from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Libya, Syria, where they literally 10 years ago, they were throwing homosexuals off rooftops. They're going to come to London and they're going to be like, oh, isn't that cute?
A lot of gay people walking around now who see this article, it's gone absolutely viral on social media. Do you think that they will now feel more or less safe as a result of it?
There is absolutely no reason for any gay person in the UK to feel less safe simply because most Roman Catholics, most Anglicans, most Orthodox Jews, most Muslims believe that what they do is a sin.
See, that's a lie. That's why I said I did some research. I looked it up. I knew that without even looking it up. Christians have moved on. Even conservative Christians, they see homosexuality as a sin, but they don't hate them. They don't want to get involved. They don't prescribe punishments. They don't. Muslims do. So you know what he did? He said Muslims, Christians, Jews, they all find homosexuality to be a sin. That's not true. Look at this. Numbers are damning. 52% of British Muslims disagreed that homosexuality should be legal. Oh, so 52% of British Muslims want homosexuality to be criminalized. 47% said it was unacceptable for a gay or lesbian person to teach in a school, like open discrimination. And you have Gays for Gaza fools. 56% opposed legalizing same-sex marriage. This is Sky News. Only 28, this is a Henry Jackson Society. Only 28% of British Muslims said it would be undesirable to outlaw homosexuality in the UK. So this is a small percentage. So you should be worried. Then I asked, what about Christians? How many British Christians believe homosexuality should be outlawed? There's no equivalent modern poll showing that a large percentage of British Christians want homosexuality outlawed because it's just not, there are just no demands. So while some Christian denominations and individuals continue to regard homosexual acts as sinful, there is no evidence that there is no activism. There is no activism. I haven't seen any Christian activist in decades, or at least a decade, demanding homosexuality to be outlawed. Why is it always the Muslims? It's always the Muslims who are extremely hostile over that. So Gays for Gaza, get your act together. Know your enemy. In fact, let me play this video. I have to play this video. This is how Muslims see you.
But there's going to be sins in process. You'll be sitting next to a guy who's going to go and penetrate and sodomize another guy tonight. And you're gonna expect Allah to give you victory because you're standing next to a guy who's going to literally insert his genitals into another man's back passage.
So my dear homosexual friends, my gay friends, this is what you are reduced to. This is it. You will never be anything more than that. You can chant gays for Gaza. You can bend over backwards for them. You can simp for them because you think that, oh, it's cool. It's the flavor of the month. Your future in that ideology is always going to be one last party, rooftop party. And then you go down.
Okay. Is it a little bit hypocritical, do you think, given some of the stats that I've got here, for example? Because I was having a look here now. In Pakistan, for example, obviously a Muslim country, there are nearly 19 million child brides. If you look at the practice of bachabazi, which is very common.
Not bachabazi, bachabazi. Bacha means kid.
In Afghan culture, apparently, which is just men having sex with young boys. Do you think it's a little bit hypocritical of Five Pillars to come here and say that kind of thing and put that out there and maybe not confront some of those issues?
It's up to you. You should ask Five Pillars what their views are about what happens elsewhere. I'm here to talk about the guidance on their website, which is exactly the same as the mainstream views of the Catholic Church, of Orthodox Judaism, of Anglicanism.
They don't act, the Jews or Christians, they don't act the way you do. That's what Patrick Christie's, come on. Should have pushed back against that.
And I don't know.
Not Anglicanism.
Oh, maybe Anglican.
Not Anglicanism. And just FYI as well, at the Catholic Church that I go to, I'm in a baptism class with other people, and there's a gay couple in there. So I think you're wrong about that.
Or he's going to say, oh, and you'll find some gay Muslim imams too. Gay people go to Muslim mosques too. Actually, I have a video of that gay person, of such gay Muslim.
I know you're wrong about that. Do you think homosexuality is a sin, out of interest? Do you think it's a sin?
I personally don't. I read a book about homosexuality and Islam written by a convert, and that had a major impact on my views, but it is the majority view of British Muslims. And I believe if you ask the Archbishop...
Okay, and let me just ask you this now then. Is that compatible then? Is that compatible?
She would say yes.
Is that compatible with modern Britain?
What, believing that it's a sin?
Yes.
Are you saying that Roman Catholics
I want you to answer the question directly. I want you to stop deflecting about Jews and Christians. And
no, Patrick Christie's, that's a very valid argument, but you could have shot it down by saying that no, Jews and Christians, no, there is no active movement by either of the two religions, or even Sikhs or Hindus. None of them have a problem with homosexuality the way Muslims do. Muslims are constantly talking about this. They're constantly demonizing homosexuals. One of the tweets said this. They wrote an entire article. Five Pillars has compiled a brief guide for Muslims living in the West on how to navigate LGBTQ Pride Month during June. Imagine. Actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm actually going to write an article. Harus Sultan has compiled a brief guide for non-Muslims living in the West on how to navigate Eid, the month of Ramadan, how to navigate through that. And yeah, I'll make some recommendations. So yeah, sorry, Patrick, you should have pushed back against the fact that no, I think, hasn't the Pope also apologized or accepted homosexuality? They have. It's not the majority view in the Christian world.
I want you to answer the question directly about whether or not you think, if the majority of Muslims in this country, which you say yes, think homosexuality is a sin, do you think personally that is compatible with modern British society?
Yes, in exactly the same way that is compatible for Jews and Roman Catholics, and I still maintain most Anglicans to believe that as well. That's simply a fact. Religious people, the majority of them believe it's a sin.
They do, but Muslims are the only one who want to criminalize it. I don't think there's any active movement by any other religion who are calling for homosexuality to be criminalized. I don't think there is anyone doing it. So this is anti-British. And the sooner the British public realizes this, the better. Otherwise, I have always predicted this. If the Islamists win, which Piers Morgan keeps telling us, oh, no, they're only 7%. They're not going to be 52%, which means, so you're not saying that if they become 52%, then that's bad news for everyone else. You're saying that they're not going to make it to 50%. That's what you're saying. So Piers Morgan and all these lefty liberal, well, he's not a lefty liberal. I don't know what he is. All these people who shoot us down, who call us alarmists and panic mongers, they actually agree with us. They agree that if Muslims become a majority or the majority, then it's going to be bad news. So they agree with us. And when that happens, apostates like me, because I'm a traitor to them, and LGBTQ people, I think we're going to be the first ones. You Christians and Jews, you'll be told to convert to Islam. And of course, it'll be sensible to convert at that time. We wouldn't even be given that option. Maybe gay people will be told, hey, don't do it again. Don't insert your genital in another man's back passage, like that man said. But yeah, but not going to happen. We'll get them.